What's up, YouTube? So I thought today that I would talk a little bit about this slack key guitar tuning that I've been having a lot of fun with recently. And I made this name for the video, Forbidden Island Tuning. It's not actually what it's called, but there is a reason that I decided to introduce it like that. The background of this is that I found a technical essay on guitar slack key guitar tunings that I'm gonna put in the description for this video. It came out in this slack key guitar sort of pamphlet that Dancing Cat Records made kind of a while ago, and I was pretty surprised to discover that there's actually hundreds of different slack key guitar tunings out there, which actually makes a bit of sense when you think about it, because if you've ever watched one of the great Hawaiian slack key players, a lot of times they'll switch tunings every time they finish a song. And so when I was reading through this essay, the first thing you notice is that there's a lot of really cool names. Like one of the cooler names I found was called Maori Brown Eyes Tuning. Everybody kind of knows about taro patch tuning, but the one that caught my eye was called Ni'ihau tuning. And it also had a second name, which was Old Mauna Loa tuning. And I decided to try it out, and I found some really cool stuff. Now, Ni'ihau tuning is not one specific guitar tuning. It's actually a characteristic of a lot of different guitar tunings that puts it all in the same category. And that characteristic is the use of the ninth and the sixth interval in an open tuning. So you would tune your low four strings to some kind of open chord, and then if the high two strings, string 1 and 2, are tuned to the sixth and ninth interval of that chord, you have a Ni'ihau guitar tuning. Now, for those of you who don't know much about the history of Hawaii, Ni'ihau is an island that in many ways was spared from the colonization and globalization that's happened in the rest of the state of Hawaii, because the landowners who own essentially the whole island, they basically made it forbidden to go there. So you can't actually go to the island of Ni'ihau unless you have an invite from one of the families that has lived there for generations. And so that's how I got the name of this video. Forbidden Island Tuning is just a way that I think about this tuning. But let's talk about the technical sort of details of this guitar tuning. So the open chord that I chose to make the low four strings play was a C sharp. For the purpose of explaining this simply and drawing the analogy that I want to draw, I'm just going to refer to this as being tuned in C instead of C sharp, but it is technically C sharp. So what that means is that my lowest string I have tuned to a C. The fifth string is tuned to a G, which is the fifth of C. The fourth string is tuned to an octave higher of C. And the third string is the note E, which is the major third of C. The second string is A, and the highest string is E. So that A and that E are the sixth and the ninth interval of the C chord. So as far as the interval structure, this tuning goes root, fifth, root, third, sixth, ninth. And you get this really beautiful 6-9 chord sound. But what caught my eye about this tuning is the middle four strings, strings 2 through 4. Now, I am originally an ukulele player. And when I looked at the strings here in the middle four strings, I see G, C, E, and A. Now, those of you who are familiar with the ukulele might notice that that's the same as an ukulele. Now, if you are familiar with the guitar and the ukulele, you might say, what does that matter? Because on a regularly tuned 6-string guitar, the high 4 strings 1, 2, 3, and 4, match the intervals of an ukulele. But having that interval match the middle 4 strings, and the way that the 6th string and the 1st string relate to it, it's different in a Ni'ihau tuned guitar in a way that makes the similarities with the ukulele a lot more relevant and usable. So here's what I mean by that, right? If I take an ukulele, right, G, C, E, A, the bass string is really this string C here. Now, if you're arranging for the ukulele, you might arrange your bass lines around the C string because it's the lowest string on the instrument, right? Now, on a Ni'ihau guitar, you have that same bass string right here, but you have its octave lower down on the 6th string. So if I take an ukulele arrangement, I can put it here and play it on this guitar, and I don't really have to change anything, but if I want to, I can add in the lower octave for all of my bass notes, right? And so really without doing much to the arrangements, I can take a bass line that might start as kind of a single note drone and turn it into this, right? Which is a octave bass line. And for those of you who play some kind of fingerstyle guitar, you'll know that octave bass lines are really useful in a lot of fingerstyle and solo guitar music. Now, the high string, the E, right, the 9th interval of the chord, it took me a little bit longer to figure out how that would be useful. But really what I came to see is that if I'm playing an ukulele arrangement and I'm in the key of C, this note right here at fret 5, this is D, which is the 9th interval. Now, a lot of ukulele pieces use this note. Now, if I want to play an ukulele piece on my Ni'ihau tuned guitar, I have that note, and I don't have to really do anything to get there because it's my open string, right? And so for those reasons, when I look at the note intervals on a guitar tuned this way, I see like a super powered ukulele, or really like an extended ukulele, right? So to me, what I discovered is that this regular standard tuned 6-string guitar is not actually the natural extension of an ukulele, but if you tune it in a Ni'ihau tuning structure, it becomes the natural extension of this ukulele. So I wanted to give you guys a couple examples. And to really paint this picture, I thought I'd use some of the ukulele playing of Israel Kamakawiwa Ole from the band Makaha Sons of Ni'ihau. Which is funny, right? But you're kind of getting these Ni'ihau references in, and its importance in the whole world of Hawaiian music. But if I take one of Bretta Is songs, Hawaii 78, right? Right? I won't play the whole piece, but I could take that arrangement and I could play it here, and none of the fingering is going to change. The one thing I will change is that when I play the C chord, now I can add in the low C note and give that bass line just a little bit more depth. And then you'll get something that sounds like this. So in some ways it kind of sounds like a low G ukulele does, but the low G ukulele doesn't have that freed up ninth interval, and it can't really get as low for the bass line. The other thing that I think is really cool is that as much as it lends itself to that Hawaiian music sound, it also makes it a lot easier to branch out of the sort of motifs of a Hawaiian music genre and kind of borrow from jazz or even surf rock, right? On the ukulele, there's a surf rock song that everybody kind of learns how to play when you first start playing ukulele. It's called Pipeline. Right? You could take that same piece and put it on this guitar, and I could actually get this kind of rotating bass line, right? So same piece, but now I'm gonna, right? So I've got my E note right there for the E minor chord that starts the song. Right, so I won't play the whole of any of these pieces, but a lot of stuff that I've already done on my YouTube channel is from this tuning. I'm planning to make more because I'm still kind of discovering pretty cool things about it. And yeah, I think it's pretty cool. I wouldn't really call it Forbidden Island tuning if I was talking about it to a group, because it really is just Ni'ihau tuning or Old Mauna Loa tuning. Besides that, if you're interested in this kind of thing, check out the PDF that I'm linking in the description. Diving into those different ways to tune in slack key really opens up kind of tones of the guitar that you wouldn't really expect to be there. And then to finish off this video, I'll just play a few ways that you can get a really Hawaiian vamp sound with Ni'ihau tuning. Sounds kind of like this. So let me know what you think. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. See you later.